Rory Stewart, sort of currying favour and winning a lot of warmth from so-called Remainers. I enjoyed having him in the studio for two reasons. Number one, he's a Conservative politician who asked to come on, which I think was a first ever. And number two, he recognises reality. Now, I disagree with Rory Stewart about how we should deal with that reality, but he recognises reality. The reality is that whenever they claimed we'd be able to do this and do that and do the other, they were wrong. I don't think they were all lying, for the record. Some of them were, through their grimy teeth. But mostly, they were just wrong or misinformed or a little bit confused or not very bright, Marc Francois. But in Rory Stewart's case, the recognition of reality is clear. There was a vote to leave. There is an agreement on how we will leave that has been agreed with the thing what we are leaving. And then the third way would be to call the whole thing off. There are only really three choices. There have been, as you know, for about a year. The three choices are call the whole thing off, leave with no deal at all, which precisely nobody voted for, despite what they're claiming now, or leave on the terms that we've agreed with the European Union after years and years of negotiation. That's it. That's all there is. Rory Stewart recognises that reality and has gone 100% behind option three. Leave on the terms that have been agreed, which are pretty much the only terms that can be agreed. So that's why I quite liked him, because he at least recognised reality. Most of the other candidates still seem to be arguing, as Theresa May, despite Theresa May, they still seem to be arguing, well, if we just do exactly the same thing, but in a slightly different accent, or wearing different clothes, or perhaps put a mask on and go back and demand that they reopen and do all the things Theresa May asked them to do, which they've refused to do. If Boris does it, or if Govey does it, or if the turnip does it, then they'll roll over. That's a denial of reality. So that's why I quite liked Rory Stewart, because he was honest. He admitted reality. But I completely disagree with him about which of those three options we should take. And I don't understand why so many people have sort of fallen into line behind him, who would sort of define themselves as leaning towards the politics of equality and fairness and decency. And I know that whips are important in this, and I know that it's a little bit unfair to pick over every nook and cranny of a politician's parliamentary performance, because you have to protect your own job. You can't spend your life voting against the leadership unless you're a professional heckler like Jeremy Corbyn. But Stewart's voting record on austerity policies is gross. It's just gross. A lot of people don't seem to mind or know about that.